Hey guys, so I just got done with my morning yoga with Michelle and Lisa. Lisa's a random girl from South Africa I just met today. But yeah, man, I'm getting good at teaching yoga. That's kind of cool. But today's about Cusco. I came to Cusco and instantly got good vibes out of this town. You know, oh, this is the secret courtyard we found to do yoga in. We tried to do yoga in the main square, and it was a no-go. We started oming, and it was like, listen guys, we're going to be doing yoga in public, so we're going to have to lean into the discomfort here. And we're just going to have to go big. So we started oming, and instantly guards were like, get the hell off the grass. You know, hippies, dirty hippies, get off the grass. So we did. And so then we ended up finding that magical courtyard right there. Worked out great. But Cusco is a crazy city. Seems like every day they have something going on in the main square. Always. I don't know what, because it's all in Spanish, but half the time it's a protest, half the time it's a party. So, you know, every other day they get to pick. Party or protest. This is my kind of town. But, yeah, the real goal, like when we came to Cusco, was to see a lot of ruins and see a lot of cool stuff. And to practice for sneaking into Machu Picchu, we decided to sneak into Sexy Woman. Well, actually, it all came very fluidly. See, here's what's going on right now. One day, Gabriel, Noemi, and I randomly decided to walk the streets of Cusco. And we walked up one direction to find just to see what the neighborhoods are like, to see what the real city is like. And then we ran into a parade, and we started marching with the parade, and then we ended up deciding that we wanted to go see this giant Jesus statue. And so we started walking. Oh, there he is. You can see him up there. Jesus looking over the city. Right? Well, right over there, right to the left of Jesus, is this ruined site called Sexy Woman. Sexy Woman is not spelled like Sexy Woman, as you'll see in my blog, but it's said like Sexy Woman, which is pretty cool. So we snuck into Sexy Woman, and what we did was we were walking up the road to just like the normal tourist would, you know, to pay 70 soles, which is like $30 to get into Sexy Woman. But instead of going to the gate, we just decided to climb the hill, and it was tough. I mean, they had fences, and then where there weren't fences, it was like a shift, like a clear face. And so it was a little sketch. We didn't think we could do it actually, but we did it. And so we just kept climbing and climbing, and then eventually we found like this little old ancient gutter, and we're like, oh, we'll follow the gutter. And all of a sudden we're at the ruins, and we're like, yeah, we made it. We start high-fiving. We totally forget that we just snuck into a place. And actually, at the time, we didn't know how much you had to pay, so we really didn't care, you know. And then instantly, security guards come up to us. They're like, "Hey, where's your tickets?" And we're like, "Oh, in my pocket. Oh, I used them to wipe my butt when I had to go to the bathroom back there. Sorry, man, he didn't buy it." And so, kicked us out. And then the next day, we decided to do it again, but for real. So we brought a bunch of our friends and a bunch of the Hare Krishna people, and some of them did it, some of them didn't. That first wall is really tough, you know? And so Georgie, Noemi, Gabriel, and Felipe, and a couple other guys, and me, and maybe that's it. We all climbed the wall, snuck in Sexy Woman, but this time, instead of following the gutter that we ran into, we just kept going up the hill. And we got into the ruins. There were just a bunch of tourists. It was a perfect spot because we could see them, but they couldn't really see us. We could hide underneath the terraces. And then we just blended in with the tourists, and there were no problems. We saw a beautiful sunset and got kicked out with everybody else as they were closing down. Played some frisbee. It was beautiful. A really cool ruin site too. If we would have started earlier, we could have gotten more time in. But you know, that was our first practice for Machu Picchu. and it was surprisingly easy. But sneaking into places is always surprisingly easy. I've been doing that all my life. Sneaking down to seats at Sonic's games, sneaking into movie theaters. It's just too easy, you know. Security. This guy Edward Sharp was talking about it yesterday. You know, stop policing yourself and stop policing other people. You know, because that's what really you do. That's where the biggest security is. You create the security for those places. If you want to get in, you can get in. It's too easy. Well, I've snuck knives onto airplanes. I always sneak water bottles and alcohol. It's too easy, okay, guys? But anyway, oh look, this is Cusco. Cusco is really nice. It's, as far as cities in South America, it's my favorite. It's a pretty big city, has everything you need for really cheap, but it's got good positive vibes. The only problem with it is it's really cold. I mean, look at me, I got a scarf. I've been getting really sick in this town. Sickest I've been in my travels. There's a bar in Plaza de Armas that is very friendly toward the green. That's pretty cool. And there's a, in San Pedro Market, you can actually openly buy San Pedro, ayahuasca, peyote, pretty much anything you want. And one thing that's really cool is they actually have it pre-marked as aloe vera. So we'll see if my friends like their souvenirs. I'm still sick, so I'm pretty out of breath. Lots of street vendors. I really like how people can just set up shop on the sidewalk here. I don't think they have a business license, you know, and they just cook eggs and rice or whatever people want. So you can just walk out the street and for $1 get a nice thing of fries, rice, egg, and salad, and it's actually really good. And at the San Pedro Market you can get a couple big glasses of real fruit juice for $1, you know, and you can get really good deal on figs and fruit. Things are really cheap in Cusco, actually. What do you think of child labor? I think it's okay. This is a nice little porridge drink of quinoa and manzana. Pretty bland, but pretty delicious. Great little porridge to start the day after yoga. For the most part in Cusco, though, I've really just been hanging out at the hostel, hanging with the Hare Krishna people, all my friends from that awesome week I spent on the coast of north of Lima, and making meals, you know, being sick, and sneaking into ruins. It's been the best. And this hostel is really cool, actually. It's called Hostel Mexico, and for 18 souls, which is like $8, not even, a night, I got good Wi-Fi and a hot shower. And all the money, it's a non-profit organization, and they run a volunteer organization to teach kids English and teach kids stuff. So basically a lot of the people who live there even cheaper than that, because they're volunteering to help kids and just play with kids, basically. And it's almost just babysitting, but Hannah and Wesley, Hannah did some volunteering for it. She loved it, but you know, it's hard to do volunteer work. Sometimes they actually want a commitment. It's weird, you know, you're volunteering your time for free, but they want you to be there. So, like, no, you can't start till Monday. You know, that kind of stuff. It's like, what do you mean? I'm volunteering. Let me just jump in there and play with some kids. I don't know. There's Hospedaje Mexico. And here we are.